is a study of my life, lessons learned, Jess Reimers. Warm welcome.
Take this. I decided for fun to visit another Toastmaster club. And one of the speakers there that got up decided to do a presentation in Pathways related to giving a speech or a presentation to a disruptive audience. And I've seen that in Easy Speak and thought, what is that? That sounds so challenging. And she got up and did her presentation, and 3 people in the club interrupted her, various questions that were sometimes inappropriate, and she managed to answer or table it and go back and finish her speech. Based on that, I decided, hey, there's more in Pathways than I have ever realized. So I went on to Easy Speak Pathways, Presentation Mastery, and I picked a project that I thought might challenge me a little bit. And it said, share the experience of keeping a daily journal of moods and attitudes, both positive and negative. And at the end of the week, share what you learned. Here's my list. On Monday, I love getting up in the morning, 4 a.m., make myself a cup of coffee, go on the porch and look at the stars and enjoy the peace and quiet and sometimes the hoot of an owl. But by the afternoon, my mechanic called me and said, what about that $3,520.40 repair bill that you need to pay on your car? The negative. And I said to myself, 40 cents. You gotta charge me the extra 40 cents. You just can't forget the 40 cents. And then he said, there'll also be a credit card fee. Thank you. Great mechanic, you. Well, Tuesday, my office is very close to home, so sometimes I go home and take a nap from 12 to 1:30. I took a nap, and then afterwards, I like to go on the porch again. Before I put my shoes on to go back into work, I like to lay back on those boards, soak in the sun. My dog Mocha is with me. She splays out and she licks my ears and smells me. And we just bask in the sun. Well, when I got back to work, I saw that there was an envelope said invalid address from the Postmaster General. And I had just visited the customer yesterday or the day before. So I went on to Zillow and I printed out a picture of the house, 1950. It's been around a long time. Here's the address. I taped the envelope to the picture and I taped it to the door next to where you put in the letters. A little irritated, I guess. Well, Wednesday, I noticed that we have weeds growing in our front yard. And I say to myself, we lived in Italy for a few years and rented a house. And I remember talking to the owner and saying, hey, I notice you have weeds in your yard. And you know what he answered back? They're green. And I said, yeah. And he never did anything about it. And that moment, this week, I decided I don't have to do anything about the weeds. They can coexist with the grass. Made me feel good. But later in the day, I had to go into our storage shed, and when I locked the door behind me, I realized, or closed the door behind me, that I don't have the key, and I had locked the door to our storage shed. I don't have the key. I'm gonna have to drill it out or break in. Very irritated about that. And I have a mountain of keys. I am not gonna go through and check each one. Well, Thursday came around and I was at the office, came back to the office, and I see the mailman had delivered the mail and somehow pushed away my picture and the envelope that I wanted him to take back and delivered the mail. But after that, my life, the way I wake and sleep and eat, I went back home later that morning and had breakfast. Oatmeal, walnut crumbles, raisins, chia seeds, and hemp seeds. And I love saving the planet, so I also had the oat milk, oat milk that I pour on top of it. I have to say that the experience of journaling the positive and what I would say the negative aspects of my week was a very interesting and learning exercise. And here are some of the things I've learned. 1, I can't do anything wrong. And when I'm by myself, I realize I'm at peace. The second thing I learned, people and things do wrong things to me. Nothing serious, and to some degree, they're self-inflicted, like not putting oil in your car. And last, number 3, I realize that life has its ups and its downs and its challenges. And my advice to you is to try out this project. Pick a week. Write down some positive things that happened to you, maybe setbacks or negative. And then at the end of the week, look at that, and you'll find it's amazing. I realized it was probably me all the time that had created my own problems. But who would have ever thought that? Thank you.